Hello, welcome to A VO's Journey. My name is Anthony Pica. This show is all about helping the new and upcoming voiceover artists grow their business, sidestep all the crazy things that I seem to step on. Today's topic was going to talk about what you need to do to actually be successful on ACX. You know, the other day we talked about I talked about the 3 platforms that you should be getting going on, and I told you that I'd be talking a little bit more about what to do on those platforms. So today we're going to talk about what to actually do on ACX, and I'm going to give you 2 different things. Well, 3 actually, 3 different things that you need to do to get work on ACX. And it's the reason why I love ACX, and by the way, this is audiobook work, all right, is because it's such a low barrier of entry and it's a great way to learn. And by using pseudonyms, all right, you can protect yourself also, right? Because you're just starting out, you might not be the best yet. I mean, and you know, this is a great way to protect yourself. Also, maybe you want to do romance, or maybe you want to do, you know, something that's a little, you know, religion, or something that's a little bit more risque, and, you know, you want to protect your identity, right? I mean, actors, performers have been using, to this day, but for the dawn of time, they've been using pseudonyms. Okay, so you know that's a nice, I always say, a nice warm blanket of anonymity. So anyways, so let's dive into the 3 things that you need to do on ACX real quick. Make sure you remember that next week, starting Monday, we're having an awesome Valentine's Day special to try out A VO's Journey Elite Academy at a very special reduced cost to try out that first month with us. So I'm really excited. Pay attention to that. That's coming next week, starting Monday at avosjourney.com, and of course the links below. So anyways, so let's go ahead and talk about these 3 things on ACX. So acx.com, right, where we are auditioning for audiobooks. So the first thing you got to do is you got to fill out your profile, right? You got to get your profile filled out. And a lot of times I hear a lot of people, listen, I don't know what to do with my profile, because there are things like credits, there are things like recommendations, there are things on there like, I have nothing, I'm just starting out. Or even I'm not starting out, a lot of us, you know, especially if we're non-union freelancers, you know, we don't get nominated for awards. We don't get stuff, you know, so we don't get things. Anyways, but the point is that you're going to have a bunch of things there that don't have, like, you have nothing to put there. So what I typically say is, when you're building out your profile, right, utilize those spaces to add just more information about yourself, all right, about the work that you're doing, you know what I mean, your philosophy behind what your performance is and what you hope to accomplish, all right, and what you can bring to the author or the publisher, right, and keep it short. Keep it 1 to 3 sentences, right? No more than 5 sentences for each section. But fill out that profile, get a nice picture, all right? A nice headshot so you can put it on your profile picture. And that's what you need to do for your profile. Now, I have found, let's move on to the first way to get work, and that's auditioning. So how it's set up, right, is that independent authors or publishers who have work published through KDP, which is Kindle Direct Publishing, which is how you publish books independently through Amazon, all right, and Kindle. They go on to ACX in order to get those books turned into audiobooks. And ACX, right, they call it an exchange, all right, it's where, you know, independent authors and publishers can meet independent or freelance, you know, voice actors, right? So it's another way for independent people to get together that are not part of massive publishing companies. So that's what they do. They post their books, and we go on there as voice actors and audition. I find that 10 to 15 auditions get you 1 contract. So you should be auditioning 10 to 15 times a week, at least. Your auditions should be no more than 2 to 3 minutes max. Max 3 minutes, 2 minutes generally. Even if they give you 15 pages or the whole manuscript, you only need to do a couple of minutes. You don't have time to do more. And it shouldn't take you more than 10 to 15 minutes per audition. Now, don't panic. Because when you first start out, it could take you 30 minutes to an hour to do one audition because you're just new at it. And you're not very fast yet, but you should be pushing yourself to get to that speed, okay? The second thing is you're auditioning there, you're posting your auditions. From there, you can then take those auditions and talk about the other way to get work, and that is post samples on your account. So on ACX, there's the audition section, and then there's the producers for hire section. And this is a section where it's a rows, right? There's 3 rows or 3 columns, all right? And, there's 3 rows, basically. And once you publish a sample, the way their algorithm works, it goes to the top of the front page. And then as more people publish, it just continues to go down, right? Or more people, upload samples to their account. So my recommendation is that you upload at least 2 times a week, 3 samples at a time. So a total of 6 samples. The reason why 3 samples at a time is because you'll be across the front row. Your name and your samples you'll be the entire front row at the top when you publish them, okay? And it's a great way. People will go there. They'll listen to you. Authors, publishers will go listen to you and say, oh, I really like that voice. And they can send you a contract right away without you even having to audition. Now, remember, you can decide, oh, I really like this contract, accept it. You can decide, oh, I'd like to negotiate and send them a message, or you can decline it. You don't have to accept the contracts they send. But the point is that it's another way for you to get work, and it's a great way for you to, push yourself to start getting work on a daily, weekly basis. Because we've got to start to build a process, right, where you are working and you are able to get work. Okay, again, it's not going to be the highest paying work, but you're able to get it. There's another quick note. I like to start off with books that are no more than 3 to 5 hours long. Okay, a lot of people, you'll hear some people say, oh, don't do that 3 hours or less, don't do that. I just disagree. I think you can do any size books. Use a pseudonym. Use pseudonyms. All right. I mean, everybody uses pseudonyms. All right. And that's fine. Okay. The idea that why you shouldn't do 3 hours or less is a lot of people fear that those books are not well written. And the truth is probably a lot of them are not well written. But here's real. I'm being real with you from a guy who's done it, and I built my business from nothing, like you're probably doing yourself. You got to start somewhere, and you're gonna have to wade through the muck. They're not going to be your first jobs are not going to be glamorous. They're not going to be best-selling books or national spot commercials. They're going to be junky. Some of them are not going to be very good, but you got to pay the dues. You got to get through it. Plus, look at it in the standpoint of you're getting an opportunity to practice, to get better, to learn your DAW, learn your editing, learn your mastering, learn how well you read out loud, your read aloud skills, your performance skills. You're getting more comfortable with speaking in front of a mic. I mean, it takes, guys, it takes a while. Trust me, to get comfortable speaking in front of a mic. Don't beat yourself up. It takes a while. All right, I remember it was like a year that every time I started to record, there was just this semi-fear inside me that I was doing it wrong. I was just always worried I'm doing it wrong. Do you know what I mean? And that goes away, I promise you. It goes away over time, but it takes time, right, to get past all of this. And these are a great way, low barrier of entry. All right, you have the ability, for anonymity, and it's a wonderful way to get going in your voiceover business. I hope this has helped, all right, and get you started up and running, get going. We're going to talk about the other platforms as well, and Fiverr and Upwork, and go into voices and all these things, so you can know what to do on these platforms, at least the general basis, because we go in depth and show you how to excel on these platforms even more in a VO's Journey Elite Academy. So that's a huge benefit, another benefit for being in the Academy. So check that link out below. Of course, remember, we got our Valentine's special next week. You have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.